Get in the world. Quick on the Jews word. Y'all come and tap in with your boy. Conversation tonight is going to be about the mindset of keep going. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter what's going on around you, no matter what the circumstances is, no matter what the stipulations is, keep going. That's the main mindset that we should always have. Because through life, we all experience real heartaches and trials and tribulations. We experienced a lot of, I guess you could say, backslide a little bit from mindsets we set from children coming up that what we don't want our life to look like are the things that we've experienced, and we set boundaries in place and constructs in place to where, hey, my life ain't going to be like this. We used to always say that. My life ain't going to be like that when I'm grown. How many times have we said that? How many times we've said that? How many times we've set in place things to compensate for insufficiencies in our life, from our friendships, from our relationship with our siblings, to our parents, where we were raised, to what our parents had going on. There's a lot of the same things that probably never should have saw or heard, things we never should have heard. But through all of those things that possibly could have altered our mindset and our response to life and our viewpoint on life, as much as that's happened, we didn't allow those situations to change our viewpoint. We still had the urge and the will and the vision to have a more peaceful and more successful and abundant life. We've always wanted that for ourselves. We've fantasized by looking at the TV shows, the movies, and things like that. We see these beautiful love stories that they paint the picture for us in society and they put on TV for us to look at. And we fall into the trap of like, dang, that's what I want right there. Then we come up with these thought processes of, hey, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do to reach this point. But then you really sit back sometimes and it kind of hits you in the face sometimes through the bad experiences. Like, dang, does this even exist? Does real unconditional love even exist? Does a solid family exist? Does the model Huxtable family, does that exist? Cause we all coming up seeing the Bill Cosby show, and everybody modeled that black family. Like, that's what I want my family to be like. Husband and wife successful. Kids gonna be kids. But they go off to college and be successful. The end, right? But that's not how life goes, man. We have so many twists and turns and ups and downs. And that's the main thing that we don't tend to really pay much attention to, is the things that put us in this state to where it affects our confidence, it affects our thought process, it affects our neurological pathways to be like, hey, this is okay and this is not okay. Because I can experience something in my life and it's really not good, but it was acceptable in my life, in my region. In your region, it might not be acceptable. It could mean a whole different thing. Like I've said that before. And it's very important that we acknowledge that. Very, very important that we do acknowledge that. Because that's a big part of our healing, to understand where we came from. Like, you should never forget where you come from. I'm sorry. You should never forget. Because you can use that as reference to where you don't want to go back to. And you can reference that to whether it was a toxic environment back then, or was it just poverty-stricken situations. And we've all come from hard times. Like, some people weren't born with just a silver spoon in their mouth. Because even what it looked like, the perception on the outside, the inside is a totally different thing. I really, really, truly believe that. Like, that's a testament to how a lot of us have come, especially in the region that you grew up in. Me, myself, I'm from Birmingham, so Fairfield, West End, Titusville, they label them as the hood, but that's just how, this is how the world, this is how society and our government put it. The predominantly black areas were labeled the hood when it wasn't always like that, but that's a whole nother wormhole, a whole nother conversation to talk about later. But despite what you got going on in your life, y'all, we must have obtained that mindset that yeah, I made a mistake, or yeah, I'm in situations I shouldn't have been in, or yeah, I have to take accountability for the things that I came in agreement with, because if you don't speak on something, you come into agreement with it. Entertaining things that you know is way lower than your spiritual vibration level is a hindrance, because you don't know. You just feeling your way through life or how you was taught. Like I said, our parents raised us the best way they can. So it's not their fault for things happening the way they're happening, and it's not their fault for the circumstances that we were handed. I mean, that's just how life sometimes. You can have a plan for yourself, but God has a totally different plan. His plan is perfect. Ours is imperfect. So with that being said, take into account if there's any animosity or resentment towards your parents or the situation or the decision that was made in the position, forgive them, let that go. Because everything is happening for a reason. God gives us our families. God gives us the environment that we're in where we're born. We can't choose our family. That's just how it is. But we're supposed to use that as motivation to push past to be the first millionaire in your family, the first billionaire in your family, to break generational curses, the things that your granddad and your great granddad and your dad didn't complete. And so it falls on you, your responsibility to make a way for your sons, because that's where I am in my life. Breaking generational curses with my boys. Um, I'm on my path, and I'm speaking of my life. I'm going to be the first millionaire and billionaire in my family. I ain't gonna say the first millionaire because I have a few millions in my family. Like, my family comes from success, but just being able to wake up and realize that despite that, to see a different side of your family, to see a different mindset of life, is always a beautiful thing. And me experiencing that, traveling different sides of the country, experiencing family mindsets, traditions, the level of peace, the level of ambition, the level of creativity is like a million to one compared to here where I'm from. And that's no shade to nobody in Birmingham or whoever got something great going on. That's always a good thing. But just from my experience, I've stayed so far behind. And just in life, people experiencing life out there, man. These folks keep going. These folks don't worry about nothing. I met people through my trips on my birthday when I was in Houston, when I was in Dallas, when I was in Vegas, when I was in LA. And a lot of people aren't from those cities. They moved there. Just a step of faith. Because, I've been here my whole life. I want to try something different. Boom. Let me try to get another job. Let me live somewhere else. I met a young lady in Vegas who was our waitress. She was from Vegas, but she moved to Houston for 5 years and decided to move back. And just the thought process and the mentality of how people are in different other states of the region of the country is crazy. And it's a beautiful thing because they have no fear. They move from state to state. They don't stay too long in one place. They move around. So no matter what they're facing, they never let anything stop them from reaching their goals or whatever they want to do. They still do it, no matter how it looks. As long as they're in peace and happy with it, that's all that matters. And I feel like we all need to adapt that thought processes. Whatever you want to do, it might seem crazy to them, but your journey is your journey. I said this so many times. Your journey is your journey. So, with that being said, if your journey is your journey, you can't expect people to understand. You can't get mad with somebody who don't understand your vision. It wasn't meant for them to understand it. It's just meant that if they're meant to be there, they're going to embrace you in any whatever you got going on. Look at these folk going to jail and holding a person down doing time for them. If that's loyalty on that level, shoot, you can be loyalty for the right shit. Just being real. We always loyal for the wrong things, but let's change our mindset to be loyal for the right things. Let's do all of that because God is going to show you through this life. God is going to show you so many things, but you can miss the mark because you so engulfed in, oh, they my friend. We've been friends so long, or it's my family. I love my family. You know what I'm saying? Family supposed to be this. Family supposed to be that. Family is what you make, and blood don't make you family. Blood make you kin. And some people have great families. All families are not like that, but some people don't have good families. It's a lot of hate, a lot of envy, a lot of jealousy. And it affects you on your road because the people you think supposed to have your back don't have your back. And you think about that. What else, Sway? My guy. What up, Caps? My guy. I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Y'all share with a friend, share with a friend. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Go on, share the live, big dog. Yeah, but yeah, you really got to think about like your family is not always it's not always positioned to give you the best experience and the best direction in life. Sometimes they're there you just for you to learn from their mistakes. Be like, yeah, I ain't going through that, big dog. You know, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing that at all. So that's the crazy part that we get so caught up in the hype about what family's supposed to be, but you realize family is what you make, and it might not be your lineage. It might not be through your lineage. It might be through your cousins. It might be through your friends, just strangers you meet along the way. Because the biggest misconception is that when we go through life, that we can do it by ourselves. That's the biggest cap ever. The biggest cap ever. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest cap ever. Because the simple fact of the matter is that, man, Jesus had his own crew inside of his 12 disciples. So, even an analogy I used last time, when the friends put the lame man, broke in the house, tore the roof open, and put the man up there so Jesus can touch him, you know what I'm saying? When he did that, I mean, that right there, just the act of the thought process that they had to go through mentally to get to that point, to be able to, you know what I'm saying? That's family. Whether they friends or not, that's family. That's love. People that do stuff for you like that, that help you on your journey, no matter what it is, to help you get to the destination, it mean a lot to you, it mean a lot to them. That's your family. Even if they don't understand. It might not be meant for everybody to understand. But the people who are meant to be in your life will understand. I'm just going to say that. And that don't mean that, hey, the people who don't understand are not going to be around. They might not understand, but they might have a certain attachment to you, a certain love for you, even if they don't understand. But that's why no matter what's happening through your journey, God is going to remove people out your life. No matter what your plans are for them. It don't matter what your plans are for them. It doesn't. Because God is going, his decision is fight night. He's going to keep on moving. He's going to keep on putting you where you need to be to where you can elevate. And you have to position yourself to receive that direction to do so. That's why I said through life and everything, and things you grow attached to in life, it's going to be changed out. It's going to be like a revolving door, but you got to keep going. One thing my mom always told me, right, Cam? Family ain't always blood. That is true. Yes. My mom always told me, no matter what you're going through in life, take care of your business. I don't care what's going on, what's going wrong. The whole house could be burning down. But make sure you take care of your business. Make sure you got your business straight. Because at the end of the day, no matter what happened, no matter how hurt you is, your business straight. That's something less you got to worry about. My mom always told me that. My mom talked to me like Boosie did. Like Boosie mama said, get off your ass and get on your shit. That's what my mom used to tell me. Hey, but, you know what I'm saying? The message was received. You know what I'm saying? My mom was hard on me. My mama wasn't no, sit down and take time out. No, my mama was, take time to pick up your teeth. That was my mama. Because these hands. Alright. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But that's one thing my mom taught me through all difficult situations. My nana too. Like, no matter what, stay focused. Stay locked in. Don't let nothing deter your vision. Just stay locked in. Stay focused. No matter what's going around you. You don't have time to sit and worry about, oh, if anybody going to feel sorry, if anybody's going to help me. You can't worry about that. You got to dig in and keep going. You ain't got time to sit here and worry about, you know what I'm saying, who coming to save me. Because ain't nobody coming to save you. Oh, God, ain't nobody coming to save you. No, I don't care who they are. Nobody's coming to save you. You got to make sure you do that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to love for yourself. You got to care for yourself. You got to pour into yourself. You got to get your mindset right for yourself. You're not doing this for nobody but yourself unless you have kids. Then everything is, you're doing this for them and yourself. You matter too. Because if you can't be your full self, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, how can you be a good parent? You know what I'm saying? There's no way about it. There's no way around it. No way. There's no way around it. But we definitely need to understand though that through trials and tribulations and trauma, that it doesn't matter what you feel. It doesn't matter what you feel or your preference and your meticulousness and your perfectionism. All of that stuff goes out the window. None of that stuff matters. None of that stuff matters. And people need to realize that we're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. That's normal to make mistakes. That's what life is about, experiences. You live and you learn. Like the old folks tell you, keep living. You know what I'm saying? Keep living. Everybody used to get told that by the elderly and the OGs. Keep living. Because once you keep living, you're going to experience so much. I can only imagine with our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our parents experienced before our time, before we came. Like, they've been on the earth 60 and 70 years. Man, they've seen the world change so many times, man. That's crazy. Like, could you imagine seeing the different trends from the very first trend all the way through? Man, listen, that's some mentally explosive stuff. Like, man, I bet their mind was blown. I already know it was. But we must stay locked in, guys. We got to keep going. We can't play around with that. Because that's another problem, too. Nobody wants to go through anything. Think about it. Everybody's pretending. Nobody wants to be themselves. Everybody want to look alike. Everybody want to dress alike. Everybody want the same car. Everybody wants to stay in the same neighborhood. It's so many things that people aren't really breaking out of their norm to think, hey, I don't want a house. I'd rather have a townhouse. But the standard is being get you a house. Some people might not want a house. Some people might not want an apartment. Some people may not want to drive no basic car. Some people may want to drive an expensive car. But either way it go, whether you stay in the projects, whether you stay in the hills, whether you stay in the boonies, it don't matter. Do what's best to make you happy. Keep going. Even if you didn't have the repossession on your car, keep going. Your car done broke down. Your girlfriend that left you. You went through a divorce. Your kid ran away from home. You lost your job. Like, it's so many things that life can throw at you. A bill late. Like, even from the smallest thing to the biggest thing. But through all of that stuff, all of that trials and tribulation and that tragedy and frustration and anxiety and stress and dis-ease, you still have to keep going. And how do we keep going? You got to have a solid spiritual foundation. Seek ye the kingdom of God. Make sure you do that. Seek ye the kingdom of God. That's always the most important thing to do. That's the only thing we can do to keep going. That's the only thing we can hold on to keep going. Because, I mean, when you look at it, how many times have we made plans to do something and it just fell apart? And we have to make do with the best we have until we can really get a program and get it back structured the way we need to, where we can just flow without having to do too much all the time. We all have to personalize our schedules and everything like that throughout life. That's definitely a thing that we all have our own personal schedule. And I realize too, some things in life we can't plan for, y'all. We can't plan. When you plan stuff, it never goes the right way. Sometimes it's best to just really just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. Time waits for no man. Keep going. That's right, Ben. Appreciate that nap time, Ben. Appreciate you tapping in, big homie. But yeah, like he said, time waits for no man. We definitely got to keep going. No matter what's going on. No matter how bad it is. Even with the deaths I've experienced throughout my life. I got to keep going. I have to evaluate my emotions. Understand why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. And what has caused me to feel this way. What have I taken from those deaths? How can I apply it to my life? To apply it to me and my son's life so they can have the best situation ever where they'll always be prepared for the unexpected. I talk to both of my boys. I pour into my boys. I tell them that they're handsome. I tell them they can do anything. I want to keep God first. There's no limits to God. You can do anything. But you must get close to Him. Find that spiritual foundation. Get that lined up. That's the most important thing. Because I feel like throughout trials and tribulations, throughout everything you're going through, you must find something to focus on. Something to focus on to give you the energy to keep going. That gives you that power to keep striving, to keep pushing. That's my boys for me. I don't care what I got going on. I don't care how bad life sucks at the moment, or what's trying to happen, or the devil pulling at me this, or the devil pulling at me that way, whether it's work, baby mama, ex-wife, kids, ex-girlfriend, whoever. Like, one thing about it, you got to be able to stay cool, calm, and collected through all of those situations. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay focused. You got to stay locked in, 10 toes down, dig your foot in the sand. Let's get it. I know, man, listen, maintaining the spiritual foundation with meditation, prayer, developing a relationship with Christ, like tapping into your Christ consciousness, like, man, that's the key to unlocking life. That is definitely the key to unlocking life. Because, man, if I ever put down my story on a book or a movie, like, it's going to make some money for real. Because I got some crazy stories to tell. But that's very important that we definitely need to understand, though. Self-work, self-love, self-care. That's the things that the nuances that we need, like doing the things like your hobbies. Like I said before, when I was going through my divorce, my own homeboys didn't even much know because I didn't tell them. You know what I'm saying? They just me though, like I kept it to myself. I just took the shit on the chin and kept going. I ain't had no choice but to. So I had to. So I kept going. I carried all that to the point I couldn't no more. And so me having them being supportive, encouraging, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guys at the ABN, you know what I'm saying? My guy Sway, just all the people who's been there with me through that dark time. Like, man, listen, that was a real period of time for me. It was though. But you know what I'm saying? I didn't wallow in it. I did what I had to do. I sorted through it and I kept going. Like, no matter what, the bills still got to get paid. I got to go to work. I still got to go spend time with my boys. I still got to get them no matter how I feel. Still got to do that. Tyrese asked me plenty of days I picked him up. Daddy, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good, big dog. What's wrong? You don't seem like you okay, and they don't feel like it. Kids see all that energy. Kids feed off your energy, folks. If y'all don't know that, when you're going through something, your kids feed off your energy. They definitely feed off your energy. You don't think they're paying attention to how you move. You don't think they're paying attention to what you got going on, but they definitely are aware and very attentive. And me going through those situations and Kyrie being right there with me, that made our relationship bond because he has the front row seat to see me when I went through the worst situations, and now he's seeing me at my best. And that right there is beautiful in itself. And I tell him, hey, no matter what you go through, no matter what situation it is, keep going. You got this. I support my son in whatever he want to do. If he want to be a professional chess player, let's go. Let's go, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. And we always lose sight of the things that's very, very important. We take things for granted. We take waking up in the morning, going to work, sending our kids to school. We gotta appreciate the fact that when we leave the house, we might not make it back. That's a blessing if we do. Same thing with our kids. That's with everything in life. I mean, I'm not trying to make nobody feel no type of way, but that's something that we need to pay attention to. Let's pay attention to the small blessings. Being able to brush your teeth, being able to give yourself a bath, being able to even much wake up in the morning and, hey, let me go see what I want to eat. Get some juice out the refrigerator, because a lot of people don't even have that in their household. Like Cap said in the first Avenger movies, if die, walk it off. Yeah, whatever you said, Caps.
Awesome.
Yeah, Cap. Yeah, reach out that again, bro. But yeah, like you said, yeah, you gotta walk it off. You definitely gotta walk it off. You definitely gotta put one foot in front of the other. And what that Creation Mation song say, put one foot in front of the other. Hey, you better get to walking, trucking like Ike and Mike. Because you got to, man. And I saw this reel on TikTok where the baby was talking about, you know what I'm saying, no matter what I go through, Lord, I'm going to go through it chin up, chest out. And if my head falls for a minute, it's all right, I'm going to pick them up, back up. And that's so real. That's so real. And we can't even be real with ourselves to admit stuff like that. Like, I'm hurting right now. Ain't nothing wrong with admitting that you hurting. Man, listen, I'm going through it right now. I tell my homeboys, man, there's a lot going on. But you know what, though? It's all right. When I choose to talk about it, we talk about it. But that's the process of moving on. You got to unpack all that stuff. You can't hold that and expect to go to the next level. You got to have someone you can vent through. You got to have something that you can confide in. You got to have something you can release all of those emotions you have built up. Because disease causes disease. That's why we get sick. That's why so many health issues. And that's if you tap into your spiritual side and you understand where I'm coming from. Because when you have so many emotions bottled up and you don't deal with that anxiety, that stress and emotions, it causes effect on your body. It strains your body. It makes your body overwork. It causes all type of health issues. So communication, deep conversation is rules the nation. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right. I'm trying to read what you said, Ben. This phone lagging over here, big dog. It's lagging. But yeah, it's very important that we understand what's really happening, what's really going on, what's really, you know what I'm saying, to keep an account of everything in our life that we need to work on within ourselves. That's the only way we can keep going. If you're working on yourself. You speaking the truth, bro, you'll be surprised how losing the ability to perform basic life skills can bring down someone's confidence. We sure take it for granted on everything. What you said, Cam? You said he said you gotta bring, he said to them right before the big fight. Oh, if you die, walk it off. Yeah, he did say that. If you die, walk it off. Yeah. Well, you need to stop typing all them caps, bro. Can't nobody understand what you talking about, boy. You're typing all caps. They were always yelling. Well, calm down. Stupid ass. But yeah, all those aside though, y'all. But yeah, man, we definitely got to keep going though. We definitely got to stay focused. We definitely got to stay locked in. If you're not willing to work on yourself, how are you going to keep going? If you're not willing to work on yourself, you're going to look at the cup like it's half empty. Like, man, I keep going through all those getting all these losses. Oh man, I don't know what's going on. Man, listen. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's not your fault for the circumstance you were handed, but it's your fault if you don't come into agree. If you came into agreement with it, if it's things that's around that you didn't address, your silence and not addressing is saying that you're okay with it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's why I know I can say my failures was when I was going through my divorce was and my marriage was that I didn't address everything. I addressed some things, but not everything. But that's something that I had to learn within myself. I had to correct. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things I should have said something about, but I felt like because that she was older and she had been married before that, she understood the assignment. Huh. That was a lot. I don't know what I had going on, but I'm gonna slap my own self. You know what I'm saying? Get another L behind that. And that too. Slide. That's how I feel, man. Because a lot of stuff, like I said, when you look back on the things you've been through, you be like, man, why I let myself go through that? But you know what, though? It's okay because the experience is what you need to know. You can't protect yourself from the world and just be like, oh, I'm going to sit in the house and I'm not going to talk to anybody because I don't want to go through anything. No, you can't do that. You have to go out there and experience life because you need those experiences in order to prepare you for your destiny, for your next journey that God has for you. That's why I don't believe in doubling back. I don't believe in none of that because, like I said, if you double back on situations that God has delivered you from, that's basically saying, Lord, whatever you have for me is no way in the world that it compares to what I already have. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. That's what it's saying. Your situation is usually only as bad as you perceive them to be. Yes. Because that's why I say you right, Caps. It's no reason why we should be judging one another, laughing at one another while we going through stuff. Because everybody having a hard time out here. If I'm sitting here trying to dog you out and look down on you because of what you got going on, what does that say about me? That mean I got insecurities in myself. I need to work on where I'm laughing at somebody else because I'm focused on you. That mean I ain't focused on my own craft and my own journey, my own plate. My plate getting cold, and your plate still how I want. I'm like, your plate good. Shoot, my plate would have been good if I wasn't worried about my own business. That's what I'm saying, man. Folks spend too much time. I think this world would be a much better place if everybody minded their own business. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. If you took time to work on yourself, you ain't got time to worry about what Sally, Joe, and Bob and Thaddeus is doing. Yeah, I said Thaddeus. I was gonna say Bartholomew, but it was gonna take too much. You know what I'm saying? But still, I'm just saying though, you can't worry about what Sally Sue doing. My grandma used to say, Sally Sue. You can't worry about what Sally Sue doing. You laughing too hard with that, but I shouldn't have pressed that one. That boy laughing too hard. That boy too weak. All right. But yeah, I can't judge nobody's situation because everybody has come from a hard time. Everybody has come from things that they're not proud of. Yeah. When you go into the next level, everybody can't go with you. And your mindset can't go with you. And your energy level can't go with you. So you have to work on yourself and align with God. You have to align with God to go to the next level. If you're not aligned with God, you have the right people around you. You're not going to the next level. You got to lean into it and work on yourself. You definitely got to. Thaddeus do be hating. I ain't never known nobody named Thaddeus, but he a hater, whoever Thad is. He sounds like a hater, Thad. Right. Like Cap said, you got to mind the business that pay you. Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, that's what I feel like too many people, they're doing. They so worried about everybody else. Why? Why you worry about what they got going on? Or you worry about what they going through in their relationship? Your relationship ain't the prettiest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand it. Like, what are we doing out here? It's so much shade, so much mud slinging, man. These are like high school all over again. Oh my God. Like, bro, I thought we graduated and you get out of high school. Dang, you don't go back to it. Like, it's more petty than that. Outside of school, you know what I'm saying? Like, God, dang, bro, it's crazy though, man. Like, you can't control anything. That's the main thing we have to understand. We can't control anything. Everything in our life is predestined. Every decision you make is like you playing one of those video games. One decision affects the rest of the decisions on the way, and it depends on what path you're going to take. So we have to really, you know what I'm saying, take your time to really get to yourself, isolate, understand what's in yourself that you need to fix, change it for the betterment, and it's not going to happen overnight for one, guys. It's not going to happen overnight. What up, E? ABN in the building. I appreciate all the love and support, y'all. Make sure y'all share the live. Make sure y'all follow, share, subscribe on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the love and all the support. But yeah. But you really think about it, though. Look at everything that we go through. We allow ourselves to go through. Like, you have to really lean into working on yourself. You got to. Because if you don't work on yourself and you so busy worried about clout, because this city clouded out. I don't care what nobody say. Birmingham clouded out. But I'm just going. Don't judge me. Judge your mama. Hey, you're being real. But for real though, like, it's a lot of clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of clout chasing going on. And it's crazy because I can never see myself as a follower. I can never see myself as a follower. Or how can I navigate through life? How can I be the best version of myself if I'm so following what they want me to do? That's their journey. That's not my journey. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I said, man, you got to keep going. Sometimes you got to break away from a relationship that you thought was cool, that's not cool no more. Friendship you thought was valuable, but it's really not valuable. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to. It's definitely a necessity. It's definitely a necessity. It's definitely a necessity. Because you think about it. I don't know about y'all, but speaking for myself, I think better about myself. When I can sit in the room, sit down here in my studio, play my music, vibe, make my content. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my time. I think, I meditate, I pray, I read my books. Like, just pouring into myself, feeding the urge to want to to want to grow spiritually and receive more wisdom, receive more knowledge, and have a better discernment. And that comes with the meditation and the path that you take. If you pray for something, God is going to have you in situations where whatever you pray for, you're going to have to develop and acquire that skill. I'm just being real. You pray for patience, you're going to have things that's going to challenge you to show you that to help you develop patience. Shoot, you wanna be more wise, you're going to have more situations that's going to require you to make a decision. And your decision is going to be whiz or dumb. Whiz or the dumb. You're going to have wisdom or you're just going to be dumb. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. Being real. You know what they said to Martin? They took the wig, but they sure left the dumb. Yeah, that's, man, all right. That's for real. Yeah, these comments taking, they dragging and catching up, y'all, but we're going to keep on rolling, though. But yeah, man. You think about it, though. We really subject ourselves. I'm tired of folks talking about the devil made me. Man, sit down somewhere. The devil ain't made you do nothing. God already granted us dominion over the air and the earth and everything that's here. And he said Satan has no power. So, I don't want to hear that. The devil is the devil. No. Your own dark desires. God don't give us temptation. That's not a spirit of God. God don't give us temptation. It's your own dark desires that tempt you into making the decisions that you make. We got to realize that. Our mind is so powerful, guys. What you put in it. If you put toxic stuff in it, guess what? Toxic stuff going to come out. If you put mid-grade mindset things, you're going to live a mid-grade life. But if you want high vibrational mindset, you're going to unplug from the matrix. You're going to do all of this stuff that's going to go against the grain of everything people told you how life should be, how you should feel about yourself. Because who said that self-love and self-care is a bad thing? Who said you can't love yourself? Who said you can't? Because if God made us in his image and he breathed his breath in us and everything we do, we supposed to love ourselves, trust ourselves. How can we love ourselves and trust ourselves if we don't trust God? How can we trust him if we don't trust ourselves? And he made us. He breathes his breath in. And we breathe, we say Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not ready for that conversation. But yeah, like, how can you say you love God and you don't love yourself? That's what I'm saying. You're supposed to walk thought to thought with him. That's the only way you can keep going. I'm just giving y'all, I'm just giving y'all the game. Because the thing about it, like they say, if you know better, you do better. So when you know better, a lot of things are not going to interest you anymore. A lot of things are not going to be worth your time anymore. Like being said, time waits for no man. Time waits for no man. I also share this too. We live in a society of clout and acceptance. Everybody wants their moment and are willing to lie to get it. On everything. I made a video last night. Supposed to be damn near willing to sell their soul just so they can feel some type of acceptance. Right. But how you gonna sell something that ain't yours? How you gonna sell your soul that ain't yours? Because when we die, where we go? We go right back to God, right? So how you gonna sell a soul that's not yours? So you basically denouncing God. So you going straight to hell. Alright. Stupid ass. Try again. Man, listen. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just choosing violence today because it's not violence, but I'm just speaking facts. And I'm sorry if I'm stepping on toes, but it is what it is. It's time to wake up. It's the season of the Great Awakening. The only way you're going to make it through this life is you got to have a strong spiritual foundation, and you got to keep pushing. You got to work on yourself. The momentum of you working on yourself, whether it's walking in the park, reading a book to yourself, working out, no matter what it is, man, you still got to keep going. And you take pride in, hey, I'm really making progress. I'm really doing this. I never thought I'd be doing this, but I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of get confident. You got to be bold walking with God. You got to be confident. You can't be scared. You definitely cannot be scared. But yeah, I made a reel last night about that. About changing your mindset. What are you willing to sacrifice? Because when you sell your soul, you got to sacrifice everything that's holy to make it in this industry or whatever industry you're in. What are you willing to sacrifice? That's what they ask you. But when it comes to serving God, when it comes to serving God, it's going to require you to, what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice those bad habits? Are you willing to sacrifice those skeletons in your closet that's holding you back because you scared somebody gonna judge you? What are you willing to hide? What are you willing to I'm sorry, not what you willing to hide, but what are you willing to sacrifice to get to that life that you have visions about that God promised you? This is the only way we're going to be able to keep going. That's the only way, y'all. I ain't gonna even cap. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You right, Ben. I wasn't really apologizing. I was being sarcastic. Never apologize. I'm choosing vital, standing on business naive. It's God or nothing. Yahweh up the score. That's what we doing. Yeah. Yes. But we don't realize that we really, man, it's an ongoing cycle. You got to break those cycles. It's a cycle of everything that you've been through. You get out of one situation, here come another situation. It's a totally different body, but the same mindset. You know what I'm saying? That's how it comes. This is the test to see if you really do it. Like I said, you can try to do stuff by yourself, but God like that, okay. You ready? You gonna let me handle it yet? You trying? Alright, I got time. That's how God be waiting on us. Like, when you pray about something, give it to him. When you pray about something, give it to him. Don't pray about it twice. Don't be begging. Why are you begging God for? Why are you begging? He already promised you. He said you're more than conquerors. He said that you should live a more peaceful and have a more abundant life. What's up, Meech? So it's how can we sit here and really say that, oh Lord, I'm just going through it. I'm going through it. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Yes, there's nothing wrong with saying that. If you're distraught, you're going through it, talk to God. But don't sit there and continue to keep praying and praying and praying. Don't beg God. Just put it in God's hand and keep moving. Your action after you pray about it is already done. Your actions you take after you say that prayer to work towards that goal. You just don't sit there and stand still. You got to meet God halfway. You got to start the process. Start the ball rolling. If you're not willing to do that, then why pray about it? That's why I said it's no devil. No, it's not a devil. Get that out of here. Ain't no devil. We in our own way. And we lose because we stand in our own way. That's what I'm saying. Get our own way. We definitely have to get out of our own way. We definitely need the mindset of, okay, no matter what I got going on, I know God got me. He done made me through work. He done helped me get through worse situations than this. That's why I said early in the live, it's best to always remember where you came from as a reference. To not to go back to and just remember how far God has brought you. I just made another reel of it. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. That's what you should do. Celebrate yourself. What else, Sway? What else, Sway? I appreciate y'all sending stars. I appreciate that, Meech. Hey, y'all keep on sending stars. Y'all share with a friend, share with a friend. Let's go. Let me get in y'all algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Let me get in y'all algorithm. I'm trying to be on every slide when y'all swipe up your phone. All y'all see is me. Oh, everything. Yeah. Yes. But yes, it's so important. It's so important that we obtain the things, the small characteristics, the small things that help us build a foundation. But that's like building the foundation of a house. You still got to have the ingredients to mix the concrete, right? You still got to have the ingredients to cut the tree down, to chop the tree in the right places, to make it balanced, to soak it so it can be all weather and it doesn't crumble or rust not rust, but rot. You know what I'm saying? So all of those ingredients that take to build the wood in order to build a foundation to make the concrete, that's how we have to have our life. All those ingredients has a purpose. Everything in life has a purpose. It might be see something small with you just, let's say, for example, you always leave the light on outside your house. Just bear with me, I'm going somewhere with this. But just that simple thought process of putting that in your, hey, I'm gonna leave the light on so when I leave, my kids have a light when they, when they come home, they'll be able to see to get in the house. Or, you know what I'm saying? Any small thing, like any small gesture like that. Or when you use the bathroom, you let the seat down. Those small gestures right there are build up a foundation of a mindset. Those small things build a foundation. People don't realize that. That's why I said we must appreciate the smaller things in order to appreciate the bigger things. That's how we're going to keep going. If you can't show gratitude and appreciate where you are, God is not going to bless you with more because then you can't even manage and be appreciative and grateful and show gratitude for what you already have. So that's very important that we always remember that, y'all. Very important. We definitely need to remember that. We definitely do. Because life be life, y'all. And I ain't gonna say life been easy for me, but I know it's been difficult for y'all also. Ben got promoted to chief of staff. That's what I'm talking about, Ben. My guy. Chief of staff. Let's go. President. But yes. Take time to really understand, like, what makes you tick. We should all take a deep dive into our own thought process, our own spirituality, our own mindsets to understand, what am I messing up? Why haven't I succeeded? We have to check ourselves. There's so many people that want to blame everybody else on because of their path, but they don't want to take accountability for their own actions and the decisions they made. Because every action that you take, whether it's good or bad, is going to have a positive connotation and a negative connotation. So no matter what you do, you're going to have a negative connotation when it comes to doing something good, because goodness has an enemy. So that's why they talk about the yin and the yang. It's a balance. Life is a balance. And when we understand that darkness is not necessarily evil, it's the intent in which it's being used. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Yes, Beach. Self-evaluation. Self-evaluation. These comments rolling up slow, y'all. I see y'all on the screen. Self-accountability and awareness. Yes, it's very important. You definitely have to be accountable for yourself and the accountability for your actions, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you think, the way you breathe, the way you conduct yourself, the way you carry yourself, how you walk. Do you know that you speak things into existence not only by how you speak, how you think, how you say, how you walk, how you carry yourself? All that stuff goes into it. If you put in the work to be better, it's going to translate through all of those different levels, because you're making a decision to improve in one area and it's going to pour over into the rest of them. We all have to realize that. Everything is tied together. Everything is one big loophole. It's like you going around a racetrack, go-karting. It's this. But you want to add a different dynamic to the racetrack. Okay, well, you got to do the work to add a different route to the racetrack. That's how you add another dynamic to your mindset and perspective. Because everything has a different perspective. 2 or 3 things can be right at the same time. 2 or 3 things can be wrong at the same time. We just have to realize that. We definitely do. But I just want y'all to know this has been a real great journey. Appreciate that, Ben. Appreciate that. It's been a journey, guys. It definitely has been a journey. And when you take an account for every part of your life and you really take a closer look at the things that you could do better, just even from the situations where things went bad, even if it wasn't your fault for things going bad, it's always a different way you can handle things differently. It's always. And so when you realize that, you break things down to the most simplified form, and you start to look at everything. You start to look at every piece from the time you was a child to your traumatic situations all the way up. And you have to evaluate those and put a name on it. You gotta name the issue, name the problem, name the weakness. And you gotta name the countermeasure, what you're gonna do to improve those. What are you gonna do to improve this? You got 3 or 4 things I can lay out. Boom, 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 boom. I can do this and all this to help me do this. Okay, well, let me start with 1. Okay, boom. Okay, boom. I'm got good at doing this. Okay, let me start with the second one. Boom. Okay, I understand that. I've corrected it. Okay, let me start the third one. Boom. It's not a time limit on you working on yourself, but it's just the fact that you're working on yourself. And you don't have time to look around if you're working on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't have time to. You don't have time to look around and try to figure things out. You don't have time to do that. I appreciate y'all tapping in for this episode. Hey, it's like I said, it's episode 34. 34. Hakeem Olajuwon. Last episode was Scottie Pippen. I appreciate y'all love. Y'all tap into my Facebook page, Julius Parker III. Tap into my other page, Juice Word, and check out my IG, Jew_Caesar, eccentric.sauce. Y'all check out my TikTok, Jew_Caesar. It's going up on TikTok. I'm going over there next, by the way. Probably about 8:30. I'm going to be on TikTok Live. So if y'all on TikTok Live, y'all slide through. Show your boy some love. Y'all support. Let's get it. But what means that elevation requires transformation. You must be willing to surrender to change. Yes. You must definitely be willing to surrender everything. Like I said, what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice your ego? In order to walk on this journey, you got to sacrifice your ego. You got to have an ego death. The ego has to die. And God has really been tearing my ego down. I ain't gonna need much cap. You got to kill your ego. And I've been on the ego death, and I can see clearly now the rain is gone. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're going cold turkey from the poison that the world has been putting in you and you're experiencing. So it's been a beautiful journey. I thank God for wisdom and discernment and knowledge and a clear vision. And can't nothing stop me. I know that. And I'm not worried about it. I put it in God's hands. The life I'm living is what He has for me. Can't nobody mess my life up but me. Can't nobody mess your life up but you. So take accountability for it. But yes, tap into my TikTok, Jew_Caesar. Oh yeah, my YouTube, Julius Parker III, @JewsWord is my handle. So like, share, and subscribe, comment. Y'all, appreciate y'all being with me on this journey. I've really grown so much since I started doing this, man. God has really been doing a deep work in me. And I'm not ashamed about it. I love being transparent. I love passing out this knowledge and wisdom God gives me to you guys to help you guys get on this path. This is the season of the Great Awakening. Let's wake up. You know what I'm saying? Let's manifest the life that God given us. You have visions for a reason. It's not just to say, oh, I had a dream. Nah, baby, you ain't Martin Luther King. Nah, we going past that. Yes. Seek ye the kingdom of God first. Yes. That's the way to do everything. You got to seek ye the kingdom of God. Then these sound effects do be busting. Oh, I ain't gonna need much cap. Big brr. But anyway, I just wanted to do that. But yeah, we definitely must take the necessary steps to work on us, no matter how ugly it look, no matter what it look like. It don't matter what it look like. It's all about the results. It's all about the conclusions and the results. It's definitely all about that. I appreciate y'all being with me on this walk. About an hour and a half, I'm going to slide over to TikTok. I'm going to be over there for the rest of the night. So if you up, y'all out, y'all ain't going to the classic, y'all be safe out there. If y'all at the classic, you know what I'm saying? Y'all share with a friend. Juice WRLD podcast going up. Hey, but I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the love. Y'all have a blessed night. Y'all be safe out there. Let's enjoy our weekend, y'all. All right? Peace.